When experts talk about racial disparities in heart health, what specifically are they referencing?
Well, basically, they're looking at the data, and overwhelmingly, the data is disproportionately unfavorable for people of color. Basically, according to the data and the facts that I see every day, African Americans, we die disproportionately more from heart disease than others. And a lot of that is due to a lack of information in our communities. So what's going on now is there's a lot of resources being allocated to educating these communities so that we can increase the awareness and we can become more aggressive as far as becoming more proactive with our health and cutting down on the death rate.
So you're saying that things are being done to bridge this gap. Can you tell us what those things may be?
Most definitely. I mean, the bottom line is the number one thing is the awareness is there. It's understood that in the African American community, disproportionately, we're affected much more severely by heart disease and other medical conditions. But what's happening is there are a lot of resources out there with the NIH, the CDC, where a lot of information is being really channeled, a very big information campaign in these communities that are underserved. For instance, different organizations like Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority actually participated 2 nights ago in a symposium of over 100 women where we just talked about heart disease, raising awareness, but not only to the people on the call, but we encourage these women to go and talk to their sisters, their cousins, their aunts, and really encourage them to go out and get screenings and know your numbers. Know if you have high blood pressure, because high blood pressure, they call it the silent killer, because in most cases you don't have symptoms. But the problem is when your blood pressure is up, your heart is affected, okay? I didn't have a red outfit, but my wife made me this beautiful red heart. But basically just knowing your numbers so your heart won't have to suffer and you can avoid having a heart attack down the road.
If there's one thing you as a physician would like to accomplish during this year's Go Red campaign, what would that be?
Just to help people understand that, number one, you have to understand that heart disease is the number one killer of everyone, including women. And also, I just want to read this from the American Heart Association. Nearly 80% of cardiac events can be prevented. So what can we do? Number one, if we smoke, we can quit smoking. That's very effective. Number two, change your lifestyle. Become more active. If you're exercising, exercise more. If you're not exercising, start with something that you can tolerate, but consult with your doctor to make sure it's safe. And as far as your diet, eat as healthy as possible. And number three, get routine physical exams if you're not already doing so. Because as I said, elevated blood pressure in a lot of cases is undiagnosed because people don't know. That's why you have to get that physical so you can be diagnosed, and if need be treated so you can avoid having a cardiac event.
All right, good advice. Thank you so much, Dr. Quinn, for being with us as always.